Hey everybody, welcome to the Weekend Roundup. We're going to talk about what happened last week and what we expect to happen in the week to come. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, we gotta go. Welcome to the Weekend Roundup, everybody. We're going to talk about the major indices, how they moved this past week, and how we're expecting them to move in the week to come. So let's get going. Of course, as always, we got to go. So first up is going to be the S&P 500, and as you can see, the S&P was tapping on the door of 6,600 and ran into a little bit of resistance at 6,600. We got this one nice little push up going. Got the 8 and 9 and the 20-day coming up underneath the act as some support. We got our 200 down here. We have this window open, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to even worry about this window currently. It continues to want to go higher. If we look at our lower time frame, if we look at the 20 days, a 4-hour chart, we can see at 4-hour bars, we're running into some resistance here at that 6,600. So keep an eye on 6,600. If we push through that, then of course we're going to continue to go higher. If this acts as too much of a resistance and we fall off, then maybe we want to come back down here and retest this for some support before trying to go back up higher. Alright, next up is going to be Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is pushing up higher, pushing up through this 116,000 area, putting this nice little V shape recovery here on the 4-hour. But if we go to back to our 3 month and a day, we see it's just one nice big bar pushing higher, trying to get through 1,600. We want to get up through, check for some support, and then go back up to retest this 123,000. All right. So far, it looks like it's pretty much cleared our moving averages here. So most likely, we're going to just go ahead and continue to head higher, and then come back and retest. And we got our 200 coming up underneath, and they're not too far apart. So there's strength coming back in here into the Bitcoin, heading higher currently. Got our oil. Oil continues to sell off. Tried to push up, but of course you see it got rejected up here. So keep an eye on oil, put it in this spinning top. So if the spinning top fails and continues lower, and if we get below this channel that it was running in on the 4-hour chart, then we know we're going to continue to sell off in the oil. Currently oil looks kind of weak, heading towards $56. Next up is Ethereum, and Ethereum continue to want to push higher. Like Bitcoin, it wants to retest this overhead resistance of 4,800. So we need to push up and see if we can get through here and continue higher on the gold continues to push higher. Ran into a little resistance here at around 3,600, or what's that? Yeah, 3,700. Let's say 3,700. But it is finding some support at 3,600. So keep an eye on gold. Gold looks like it's still bullish and wanting to continue higher also. Next up is the natural gas. Natural gas, like oil, is kind of selling off, putting the spinning top. So if we get below this $2.85 on natural gas, expected to go lower and retest this 262. Next up is the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is pushing up higher, looking for some support here at 2,400. All right, if we get another push up, so we like to see this continue to push higher, come back, check for some support, make sure this is a good support area before heading higher. Next up is silver, and silver is pushing through also $42 area, heading for 43. 43 got rejected at about 43, but that's okay. We need another push up through, come back and test it for some support at 42, and then maybe going higher. Currently, silver also looking bullish. Next up is the Dow, and the Dow, it's of course is put in this nice big bar here to clear this previous high. Came back, tested for some support. As you can see, like I say, once we get through, we want to come back and check for some support before going higher. So as you can see here, this is exactly what the Dow did. Okay, came back, confirmed this support area. Now it wants to continue going higher. Alright, got a little bit of a pullback coming on Friday, but that's okay. It's about 50% of this bar coming in. So look for some support in here before pushing back up on the Dow. Next up, oh wait, let me fix that. Alright, that's the ticker symbol for the Dow there. /YM. Next up is corn. And corn, as you can see, is putting in some nice bars, trying to push higher. Got over here resistance from the 200, 150. And so we need to get up and through here and come back, check for some support somewhere in this area, and then continue higher. If we run up in here and these moving averages come down and slap us back down, it looks like we're going to come back to 414 before going higher. But the momentum coming in with the 20-day underneath, nice, as you can see, it respects the 20 here. So if we can continue to respect the 20, we may even be able to force our way through these 200, 150 and continue higher. We'll see how that plays out as time moves on. Alright, so that's our major indices. That's our weekend wrap up. We know if we're heading into the week coming up of the 15th, that we are currently looking bullish on all of our major stocks. So that's a good sign, and it should give you a good push higher in a lot of the minor, or a lot of your stocks that you're trading. So you know, your Palantirs and your Amazons and Googles and things of that nature should continue to head higher. Your Costco's, your Walmarts, your Metas, Microsofts. All right, so should be safe to play them. Right now, it looks like buy the dip on all of them, and yeah. But of course, you got to make sure you're getting in where you fit in, dollar cost and averaging, and make sure you're putting in those stops. And when I say put in those stops, I don't necessarily mean actually put it on the board, put the stop in on the board, because a lot of times what happens is they say if you put in, say if you know you're buy this one here and you put in your your stop down here and say okay, sell. Let me see, let me find one that I got some trade on. Let's see. Okay, let's do Rocket Lab. Alright, so Rocket Lab is pushing up through here, $53. Alright, now we got this nice big bar come in. If I bought in somewhere in this bar, I want to have my stop below this bar. Alright, all I'm risking is the fact that I got in because of this big bar that they put in on Friday. Right, so my stop is going to be here. So what I would do is I'll put in a sell order. Right, so I'll say sell. I'll edit my sell order, and then I'll say if I want to sell 25 shares of it. All right, then I'll put in, that would be my stop order. Okay, instead of a limit order, because if I use a limit order, it's going to sell it at that price. Alright, because it's higher than that, even though it's at a higher price right now, it'll still sell it at that price. So we don't want to use a limit order, and we don't want to use a market order, because a market order is going to sell it at whatever price the market is. And so if it's up here, you get that, if it opens up at 54 or 58 or whatever, or 50, 53, then that's what the market order is going to open. Wherever it opens at, it's going to sell it at that price. So we want to use a stop. Alright, so we're going to hit stop. We're going to say for good till closing. Good till closing means whenever it hits that price that we got in here is where it's going to stop. all right, where it's going to stop us out at, or sell our shares at. All right, good till closing. We hit confirm and send, and then okay, now it says stop orders, no guarantees. Execution price will be equal to it. All right, so let me hit send, and of course it wants to make sure you want to do that, and you hit confirm. All right, so now you have your stop order in. So the problem with this is a lot of times the stock will want to come back, stop you out, and then go back higher. All right, so you don't really want to have this sitting there waiting for the stock. Now, if you're paying attention to the particular stock, say you're watching on the 2-minute chart and you see this thing start to fall like it's coming to stop you out, and you don't want to be sold out down here, then you might want to take that and drag it and put it down even lower, and redo the whole thing again. Right, but if you want to, if you do want to get out at that price, then that's fine. Or if you want to pick a higher price, you can drag it and drop it like that. Okay, but I prefer not to have these sitting there. I prefer to come in and just stop it out when it gets to the price that I don't want to lose any more money at. And if it's going higher, then maybe I might want to drag and put my price underneath the last price. So if we go back to 3 months in a day. So say I got in here, okay, at $42. All right, this I might want to have this down here to right here where the last. See, now that wouldn't be such a bad spot to have it at. All right, if I got in down here, but really if I got in down here, I probably would have this underneath this spot right here. All right, and then if it came back and stopped me out, then I wouldn't mind so much that it stopped me out, because I got in down here, so I made something on the trade. Didn't make as much as I could have made, but then I don't have to sit here watching this every day. I could just walk away, come back, and and if it's still there, great. If we move it up higher, then I'll move it up higher to the next bar. If it's whatever, but I don't have to necessarily close the trade because I'm not sure what's going to be the top, right? So this way you can just continue to follow the trade as it goes up, and then once it comes back and stops you out, you're out of the trade, and you can reassess and decide where to get back in the trade. Well, you know what, I'm going to do a video after this one on that particular scenarios. We'll do a nice video on how to put your trades on and stuff like that. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be careful out there. These markets are crazy.